Hey SmugStick, it's everyone. Welcome to the Battle of Gods part of What If Goku Was Turned into an Android. I know this one took forever to make, but we are working on the future parts as well. And if you need a recap of the previous parts, I just put out the entire Season 1 in one video, including completely re-edited versions of the first two parts, to make them look a little nicer. Previously, Goku, Vegeta, and the others stopped Majin Buu, realizing that perhaps he isn't that bad of a guy. Now Goku continues to focus on his Super Saiyan 3 form, his unlimited stamina making it a perfect form for him. Chi-Chi considered the ritual by the Elder Kai, as the Sun family welcomed their second son, Goten. Meanwhile, Vegeta continues to explore a new path for himself. Our heroes are joined together at Capsule Corp, celebrating Bulma's birthday party. Even Goku's there, due to him not having a close relationship with the North Kai like in the original story. There's not many places for Beerus and Whis to look for a Super Saiyan God. So, when he finds out that the Saiyans live on Earth, Beerus teleports there. No one can sense him due to his divine ki, so his arrival causes all sorts of ruckus. Thus, Vegeta is absolutely terrified when he sees the God of Destruction, but even Beerus gets scared when he jumps back after Goku and Chi-Chi sneak up on him. He hadn't sensed them coming his way, and whatever little thing he could sense was buried deep within. It was interesting. But Vegeta's more worried about keeping the peace, walking Beerus over to the buffet. Everything is going well, as Beerus and Whis are enjoying the Earthling food. Bulma, slightly tipsy, doesn't understand the danger everyone's in. Beerus slowly makes his way towards the pudding, when he notices Goku. He asks Nappa if him and Chi-Chi had always been there, and Nappa explains that they have been, but they're androids, so they have no key signature. Beerus finds this very interesting, a Saiyan cyborg, and multiple other cyborgs, looking over towards Android 16 as well. Beerus circles around Goku, as Goku is surprised that he also can't sense his ki. Even so, the Saiyan can tell that he's really strong just by his presence. Beerus smirks, being a little cocky, telling Goku that he has no idea what he's even talking about. But he's not here to entertain a random Saiyan android. After all, he's not after the Super Android God, he's after the Super Saiyan God. This catches Goku's attention, but he also feels slightly insulted, as he cockily tells Beerus that out of all the Saiyans left, he's the strongest, which logically would mean that he's the best bet at that so-called Super Saiyan God. The two continue to argue, as the idea of battle becomes more and more likely. Vegeta returns from fetching Bulma a drink and sees the two discussing, instantly knowing that this is going to end badly, rushing over to the two of them as soon as he sees Goku power up, but it's too late. Goku has burst into Super Saiyan 3, which he has perfect control over now. Beerus is actually a little impressed, for a mortal of course. Maybe testing this guy's abilities is worth it. He tells him to bring it on, ready to test Goku's limits. The clash was immediate, with Beerus putting in more effort than before, trying to actually test out Goku. Explosions sounded off left and right, but Beerus was a lot harder to hit. The only time Goku actually got to was when Beerus was coming his way, and he opened an android barrier to get him away. Goku tried to retaliate, but Beerus responded with a blast. Goku absorbed the attack, but the energy the God of Destruction released was incredible, and Goku's arms began to burn up. If the attack had gone for much longer, things would have gone bad. Bulma was getting impatient, and Vegeta kept yelling at them to get down. Chi-Chi knew Goku wouldn't listen to anyone, but he listened to her. Chi-Chi burst between the two, telling Goku to calm down, but her aura had actually pushed away Beerus, and he was surprised. There was something strange about this woman. Despite being an android, despite not being able to read her ki, there was something mystical about her. Out of curiosity, he threw a punch, holding back by a lot, and Chi-Chi was actually able to catch it, before throwing a punch back at Beerus. The god sidestepped it. Everyone here on Earth was so interesting. In reality, Chi-Chi's training with the old Kai proved to be just what she needed to keep up. Her potential awakened. But maybe trying to test her was a mistake, as now Goku was angry that he threw a punch at his wife, and the two androids rushed at Beerus. Their sync was perfect as usual, and Beerus was having a lot of fun. Whis watches from the poolside, impressed by the coordination and seemingly infinite source of energy and power. Others see the battle getting more and more violent, and the rest of the Z fighters jump in to help. Vegeta gets annoyed at this point and bursts into Super Saiyan 3, forcing himself between all of them. stopping the battle dead on its tracks. He angrily yells at them to behave, that this is his wife's party, and if they want to battle, they have to do it somewhere else. Now Beerus is annoyed at Vegeta's interruption, but after seeing the irritated look on Bulma's face and Whis stuffing himself with food, he finally lands and resumes what he was doing before, eating. But he tells Vegeta that this isn't over yet, he's just hungry. Goku is extremely disappointed, but he respects their wishes, asking Beerus if they can resume the battle later on. The god smirks, saying that he'll think about it. Beerus then questions Vegeta about the Super Saiyan God. The prince responds that he has no idea what he's talking about either, and Beerus begins tapping his foot, clearly thinking about destroying Earth. But Goku wonders out loud, if they want to find out something about a Saiyan God, why not ask Shenron? Bulma agrees, as long as it gets everyone off of the boat as fast as possible. She's just tired of the party too now. Thus, Shenron is summoned, and after getting scared by Beerus, he informs them of the Super Saiyan God ritual. Goku is far too cocky about his unlimited energy and his Super Saiyan 3. He thought he could take on Beerus. But you know who needed to catch up? Vegeta. The prince got really angry at that comment and almost started a second fight until Bulma intervened. But he accepted. He would be the head of the ritual. Beerus can't believe how cocky Goku is and tells him that he'll make sure to settle his ego next time they fight. The ritual is performed with Trunks, Gohan, Goku, Vegeta, and Nappa. The Super Saiyan God's hair becomes a deep crimson color, slimming down. No one's able to pick up on his energy anymore, and Beerus smirks. The ritual was actually a success. The sun was setting over the open sea, casting a warm, golden glow on Bulma's luxurious yacht.
Alright, Vegeta, show me what you've got.
With a roar, Vegeta launched himself at Beerus, the deck of the yacht shattering beneath their feet from the sheer force of the takeoff. His speed was incredible, leaving after images as he closed the distance in an instant. Beerus dodged effortlessly, and as Vegeta's fist met empty air, he quickly spun around, delivering a powerful kick. Beerus caught his leg, flipping him through the air and off the yacht.
You're not taking me seriously. Why should I?
Beerus unleashed a barrage of energy blasts as Vegeta dodged and deflected all of them. The explosion sent geysers of water into the air as he charged a massive energy ball in his hands and hurled it back at Beerus, only for it to be swatted away, nearly destroying Bulma's yacht.
Is that all you've got? Not even close.
For Vegeta, this represented more than just a battle against Beerus, more than just achieving Super Saiyan God. It was a chance to show off Kakarot. Not only was he also not able to sense his ki now, he had a one-up over him. He knew however strong that Super Saiyan 3 was, it couldn't match up to this, could it? With the flash of a moment, Vegeta appeared behind Beerus and delivered a devastating punch to his back. The Saiyan followed up with multiple ki blasts, but Beerus weaved through them all. The two warriors continued to battle through the sky as Beerus appeared behind Vegeta and knocked him down to the earth. They burst through a dense rainforest, clashing over treetops, their movement so fast it was barely visible. Temples from an ancient civilization toppled over because of the pressure. The sky continued to light up over the clashes, landing back down to the ground. And slightly out of breath, Vegeta's eyes burnt with determination as he charged his final attack, raising his hands for a Gallic gun. Beerus smirked and put out his arm in response. A sphere of purple energy formed at Beerus' palm, growing larger as it absorbed Vegeta's attack. The energy cackled and pulsed. The sheer power of the collision caused the ground beneath them to tremble. The explosion was cataclysmic, a blinding light that could be seen for miles. Birds and animals fled as a giant crater now set in the center of the area.
Well done, Prince, but you've still got a long way to go.
Vegeta chuckled, expecting destruction, but instead seeing an outstretched hand. Above the rainforest floated Goku, his android eyes focusing in on the result of the battle. Beerus had taken a liking to both Saiyans as he rose up, carrying Vegeta, and nodded at Goku. Their battle would come soon enough. Returning to the boat, which was now in a state of disrepair and only being held up by Android 16, Beerus and Whis reveal that Earth has been spared for now, destroying a small rock and leaving the Earth unharmed. Goku is left wanting more, as he never really got to go all out against the god. But Beerus sighs, telling him that he's not in the mood now, but he will honor this request in the future. Whis raises an eyebrow, as Beerus tells Whis that he's going to be taking a nap. He better not take on any new students while he's asleep. Goku's eyes lit up, which was surprising for everyone since he was rather cold. Even Chi-Chi was surprised. But then Whis said that he'll prepare Goku so he can for sure defeat Beerus, and that made the God of Destruction angry and started to refute the idea. But things settled down. Beerus knows it'll be a worthwhile battle, extending the offer to Vegeta as well. He wants to see what a mastered God transformation looks like. With a final goodbye and an apology, Beerus and Whis leave back to their planet, while our heroes make it back to shore, and the ship burns down, with all the crew and guests being evacuated. Bulma angrily yells at Vegeta that if this was Goku, this wouldn't have happened. He would have been more careful. But Chi-Chi, being an android, says that she doesn't think so. Everyone starts to return home, but Vegeta and Goku stare each other down. The android saw that battle as a challenge, and Vegeta meant it that way. Beerus' invitation remained in Goku's mind. Could he also achieve that Super Saiyan God transformation? But the rivalry between Goku and Vegeta is a little different in this universe. Because of Goku being an android, Vegeta always felt like the lower-class Saiyan had an advantage, and he very much did. For that reason, they tried to find paths different from each other. In fact, Vegeta hated the fact that he had to rely on Super Saiyan 3. He saw that form as the form of the android. Now Vegeta has flipped that on its head. Goku could stick with the Super Saiyan 3 form, only getting diminishing results. But if he wanted to truly show off his rival, he'd have to find something else, something stronger, something his own, and prove to the prince that it didn't matter if he was the only pure-blooded Saiyan around left. Goku may be an android, but that doesn't make him any less of a Saiyan. He would have to push his android advantage to his very limit. For now, he would continue to train Super Saiyan 3, but slowly searched for his new path. Nappa heard Goku and Vegeta having this conversation and was really offended that he wasn't included in the pure-blooded Saiyan conversation. They all just turned to stare at him and then turned back to continue talking. Vegeta always wondered what Kakarot felt about being turned into an android. Though that part of his life had been difficult for Goku, it also gave him many abilities that helped him along the way. He used to see this as cheating, but the more Vegeta and himself were neck and neck to each other, he realized that he didn't have an option. Gero's cybernetics could only do so much. It was still Earthling technology, a very early case of that in fact. So it was truly his own abilities that got him to where he is. It was a strange life, but Vegeta understood it. Both him and Goku served a master and lived under their captivity for a long time. Now they both had families and had broken free from their chains. Now it was their own life to live.
You sure that Super Saiyan 3 is enough?
Yeah, but if it isn't, I'll just have to find another way to beat you down.
I wouldn't have it any other way, Kakarot.
But not everything is as well as it seems. Out there, deep in space, a pair of Frieza Force soldiers, Sorbet and Tagoma, conjure up plans to make their way to Earth in order to collect the Dragon Balls and revive their lord, Frieza. After a night of sparring with Vegeta, excited to face that Super Saiyan God power, Goku arrived at home, and Chi-Chi realized just how tired he was. It was surprising. Yes, they have infinite stamina, but Goku seemed worn out. His arms in particular. Chi-Chi was sure that he'd feel better after some rest. Goku turned to look at the sky, wondering what was ahead for them, as Gohan called for his parents from inside, and Goten ran out to hug his father's leg. Things were so different now. Growing up in that lab, he never thought he'd have a family again. Yet, here he was now, a bright smile forming on his face as he turned to not only see his children, but Android 16. Chi-Chi had invited him for a meal. He didn't eat, not really, but it was nice having him around, and she knew it made Goku feel better. He was his brother after all. Our heroes believed that this was their next biggest adventure, a time of peace, ready for them to train, get stronger, and evolve themselves like never before. Slowly, Goku, a boy who was kidnapped and turned into an android, had changed into a man more similar to the one we know and love. But in the back of his mind, he always kept that part of his past with him. A part of him always missed Doctor Gero. The only other person that understood that was Android 16. But there was something else else that bothered them. Vami, Dr. Gero's wife, and the person who had been an adoptive mother to Goku. After he left his father's side, Goku was always afraid to face her. She was the one person who believed in him and truly cared during those years of torture. But her key signature had been long gone. He hoped to find her one day, as in an underground lab, the power system turned back on, flashing lights showing new data being downloaded. Majin Buu's DNA, the last Dr. Gero android, was under development. Thanks for watching everyone, and a huge thank you to the supporters of the channel. This video was up early on Patreon, and the first 2 parts of my next series, What If Bardock Was Sent to the Future, are up there early as well. Thank you for watching, guys!